Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, and all variations thereof, and welcome back to Shadows of Sorcery. Session 42.
Nice. Whoa.
Yes. Whoa. Whoa. Yes, welcome everybody to Session 42 of Shadows of Sorcery. I hope you're all doing well. We are joined today by 4 of our 5 intrepid heroes. Lydia today has taken a break from the sessions. They are not feeling too good, but hopefully they shall be back and better than ever next session around. Other than that, we have our usual regulars, or soon to be becoming regular, our wonderful Visera Ochiva, as played by Dusty.
Hello.
Our excellent rogue, who isn't very good at stealth but loves to talk, Darren Moran, as played by Lying.
I'll have you know I'm reasonably decent at stealth.
The enigmatic, the ever-erotic Prodigious Maximus, as played by Elfie.
Hi.
Elfie is very quiet today. That's fine.
Oh, am I? Apologies.
You're fine to me.
Quiet. Quiet.
Turn their volume up.
I need to.
Can you hear me now?
I need to turn Elfie up. Let's put you to 134. There we go. And
me up, boss.
last but not least, our resident librarian, as played by Zerian.
Hello.
Who wants to do the recap?
You know I can't.
You're up, Dusty.
No!
You spoke first.
That's how it goes.
That's how it goes.
What the fuck?
The first person who talks loses, and you do the light recap, after which I do the heavy recap.
Odd. We went to dinner with a really powerful guy. Then we fought an assassin and lost horribly. And then we got the favors.
Pretty
Thumbs
much. Right. So, last session, our intrepid party of perhaps one day heroes were invited to a banquet with the High Regent and various members of the court, as well as a pair of heavily armored guards. You were all wined and dined until eventually the High Regent revealed the true reason for having you invited to dinner, which was the fact that he knew all along that you were, in fact, an adventuring party and not visiting researchers, because he had been informed of this by someone who is very familiar to quite a few
By
of
the
you.
same damn guy who keeps ruining all of our ruses anyways.
Isaac Galmek, who has apparently not only been infiltrating the Carnifex Syndicate, but has also been working closely with the High Regent to attempt to gather information for him. You were discovered. Your clever disguises worked on everybody except for him. And eventually you were contracted by the High Regent for the retrieval of the second princess, or rather the first princess, but the second in line to the throne. As she had been kidnapped by an unknown assailant, but apparently she was still on the grounds of the castle. There we go. I remember words. I can do words. She was still on the grounds of the castle. You descended below the Royal Academy's library and found a secret door, which almost caused Darren to be impaled on a spike, but due to quick reflexes and quick thinking, you managed to get through that door unharmed to find a hidden chamber. This chamber contained nothing to the naked eye, but with the librarian's canny mage sense, he was able to spot two figures lying invisible, cloaked in darkness, in this chamber. You fought. You landed some heavy blows. The assassin popped in and out of invisibility, and eventually, sensing that there was no fight to be truly won here, decided to flee out the window in the shape of a raven. You recovered the princess, Ingvar carrying them to safety, and eventually worked your way back to the High Regent, who immediately summoned a physician, and then provided you your rewards. So, very quickly, everybody add 1,000 gold ow, to your pile. Yep, I'm fine.
Don't
Is
die.
it 10 platinum?
No,
Or is it 100 platinum?
it's 100 platinum. And don't worry, Lydia, I will add that to your bank account as well. But yeah,
Lucian is paying you $1,000.
one platinum equals
Dang, I
10
have a
gold.
GoFundMe.
So, yeah. So you've each received 100 platinum pieces for this endeavor. And you have each received a favor from the High Regent. Zarian, the librarian, requested knowledge of the Wandering Library. Visera requested a search party for a specific figure among the Knights of the Black Rose.
You?
Darren requested information about draconic transmutation and specialists in that area, as well as locations as to where to find them. And Ingvar requested a new prosthetic leg to be made, crafted by members of the Royal Smithing Guild. And last but not least, we come to Prodigious Maximus, whose request has yet to be uttered. But as the High Regent, Lanfa Zegris, turns to you, Prod, and gestures grandly and states, "And you, my strapping half-orc friend, what can I do for you?"
Well, Mr. Zegris, High Regent, sir, I would like to find my family. I believe I am descended from some form of royalty, and I would like to know where they're located.
Royalty, you say? Now that is interesting. By your stature and figure and those small tusks of yours, I would assume you are orcish in origin, if I'm not mistaken.
Emphasis on the ish.
Ish.
The
I
humanity
see.
comes from somewhere too.
Well, I may be able to provide some information on that. The most well-known orcish settlements are not within Radavi as a continent. They are located far to the south, in a land called Solus. Solus and Radavi share this, well, Radavi shares a southern border with Solus. It is a long trek, however. We have little information on the Solus royal family, but If you were to search there, perhaps you may be enlightened.
I know this. Is there a way of transportation that we can take? Or at least, hang on. Could you get us something that helps us move there quickly?
Vehicle, a transportation method. The High Regent scratches his chin, thinks for a second. I appreciate what you've done here today. Transportation that is swift is, however, also expensive to operate, and generally sometimes requires mages of extremely practiced skill, and realistically, at a time like this, we cannot have them leave the capital. However, I could perhaps facilitate a form of transportation. It wouldn't be ready for a few days, but I have an idea. It's not going to be a pleasant ride, though.
Makes
as long
sense.
as you don't mind riding
wiggling.
a griffin bareback.
That's very.
Well, I've a bareback griffin. I've done that before. I've got
I
a few
don't
claw
think
marks.
that's what they mean.
Oh.
Our friend's weirdly admitted bestiality aside, aren't we in a library of foundational magical knowledge? Is there no transportation spell we could use? Just for a one-way trip, even?
There are transportation spells. However, I do not believe that we have any casters among the faculty here at this present time that would be able to cast such potent magic. Unless you can.
Let me check my book for one moment. Everyone else keeps speaking.
Can Prod take the regent aside for just like 1 second and say something to him?
Sure. As you approach, the guard to his side, you watch as his gauntlet sort of curls around the hilt of his sword, but the High Regent sort of waves him down for a second and allows you to approach.
Okay, my friend. I'm going off vibes alone when I say that I'm descended from royalty. I'm fairly sure I am because I've got this gut feeling, but I don't want all of my friends thinking I'm an idiot for just thinking it. So, is there like something? Because I've got nothing. I was left on the doorsteps of a temple of Callist when I was like born. Essentially, is there something you can give me? 23 and me. Is there something you can give me to get me into get me into a royal court that because I don't have anything tying me to royalty currently. Just the knowledge that I am. I know that this is silly, and it's okay if you say no. Sorry, my friend.
The High Regent sort of looks around for a moment and then goes, you didn't hear this from a member of the Rodavi royal family. But I did have some contacts down in Solus. If what you say is true, and I will admit you look a little young for this, but if what you say is true, approximately 75 years ago, the royal family of Solus was overthrown, and a new monarchy was instated. It is said that the youngest sons and daughters of the previous royal family were lost. Not killed, but lost. Now, I do not know the state of Solus as of now. Many of my contacts have gone dark in recent months. But there may be a rebellion brewing. So my recommendation, young man, is not to waltz into the royal capital and proclaim yourself a member of the royal family. Seek out whatever resistance might be occupying the lower levels of the city. They may be able to tell you more. They may be able to provide you with proof.
Rod goes, thank you. Like, pulls up his cape and just goes into it and then and turns back. It's like, thank you. And then walks back to the friend group. He had to get out a bit of the emotion.
Okay. So, he sort of looks around at the rest of you, the High Regent, as you are all standing there. He turns to Ingvar and says, if you would like to step this way, I can have the smiths and artificers take a look at your prosthetic and see what we can do about that. And Lydia, since I know you're in chat, do you want anything specific for this prosthetic? Like, I don't know, a hidden knife in it or something?
Knives.
And the High Regent sort of gestures Ingvar across the courtyard towards this sort of heavy-looking forge area that's over on one side of the courtyard, where you can see a few metallurgists and smiths working within, hammering away at different sword blades and stuff. This small forge that is located within the castle, which is probably no match for the large forge that is probably somewhere else in the city, but still functions to supply the castle with weapons in times of siege, essentially. But yes. And he sort of gestures that way. And I will quickly grab these two and move them away over this way. You, Ingvar, spend a couple of hours being measured up for a prosthetic leg. And eventually the guild members shoo you out and to allow them to work on this project, essentially. The rest of you, you have a few hours. First things first, we'll go over what the High Regent has given the rest of you. So, Darren, you are given a list of names and places for these draconic transmutation specialists. The first is found in the city of Velastov, a city that you know quite well because it is the city that you are from.
Hell.
And the name you are looking for is Degra Malavikta.
Oh, that sounds like a perfectly good aligned person.
So yeah, Degra Malavikta, who is apparently a specialist not necessarily in draconic transmutation, but in transmutation, sort of mechanical transmutation in general. The second place that you are directed to is a small town called Devil Mora, which is within the Cragstead Peaks. Now, you have heard briefly about Devil Mora. You went past the road to it on your route to Farrenholm, but you don't know too much about it. And the person that you are indicated to look for there is Olger Antfen. Antfen.
I am really going to need you to write down these things.
I have all of this stuff written down, don't worry.
Oh, good.
The third person, and you are only given 3 names, I should point out. The third person you are directed to is... Hold on, I need to look this up properly, just so that I can be sure that I'm not making a mistake. Where did I put that journal? I've mislaid the journal.
Oh no.
No. I had the campaign items tab closed. The last person is in the city of Metina, which is a city in the region of Solus.
Ah, Matana's sister.
No. No. Metina is a small city in the region of Solus. And the person that you are looking for there is Shekar Alfene. There we go. And these are the 3 names and the 3 places that you are given in regards to draconic transmutation specialists.
Great.
Okay. So, next we move on to you, librarian. Now remind me the details of what you want to find out specifically.
I generally want to find out the origins of the Wandering Library and more about the City of Praxis as its origin point. Like, how was it created? Are there any origin stories? What was the City of Praxis? Where was it? And when did it fall?
Okay, so the City of Praxis, and get ready to write some of this down. The City of Praxis was founded by Edric Vox during the Second Age, or the Age of Arcane, or if you want to go critical role on me, the Age of Arcanum. The City of Praxis was originally a small mountaintop laboratory that grew into a massive floating city that was the height of arcane technology during the Second Age. The Wandering Library was Edric Vox's crowning achievement before the destruction of the city. It was created a few years before the Second Cataclysm. There are whispers that the city was a conduit, or was turned into a conduit for divine energies, and that Edric Vox was trying to make himself a god. However, that backfired pretty badly when the gods found out and quite literally struck the city from the sky. This was what created what are known as the Chasms of Banishment. There is some rumors that when the city was destroyed, Edric Vox's final experiment had already taken place, which is what summoned one of the Titans from below the Earth. That it is believed that Edric Vox's soul was infused into one of those essentially earthen titans. And that is what created the Chasms of Banishment when that titan basically got up. There's a lot of rumors around the specifics of how Edric Vox became a titan, what the titan did, how it was destroyed. There are no concrete pieces of evidence about what truly happened. What you can find is that there are small bits and pieces about the Wandering Library all over history, that it interacts with tiny little bits and pieces, pockets of the world. It always appears to those of a younger disposition, not necessarily like age-wise, but always to those with a mind that is more innocent or less corrupted by, well, evil, essentially. The door usually appears as a haven, not necessarily for knowledge, sometimes just as an escape from a bad situation. And it's said that sometimes when the door appears, the person who enters it doesn't leave the same way they came in. They leave in a completely different place, and they find themselves in a much better situation, essentially. So there's a lot of mystery surrounding the library itself. It is known to be a creation of Edric Vox's. However, it is also suspected that whatever bound it to Praxis, that connection was severed the day the city was destroyed, and now it wanders for its own whims, essentially. It wanders not necessarily to help, but it will never try to actively hurt, essentially. Is there anything else specific that you want to find out?
Is the name McGowan ever mentioned in the historical texts?
You find two mentions of the name McGowan. The first is in the early Third Age, maybe about 500 years ago. Bearing in mind that the first age was 1,000 years, the second age was 1,000 to 2,000, and now you're around 2,850. So the first one was about 500 years ago. The name appears briefly as a quote-unquote survivor of the cataclysm, a member of the Praxis City Council who was quite literally unearthed from a strange sort of mechanical sphere that was found in the ruins of Praxis. And whatever arcane technology was within this sphere had kept McGowan alive up to that point. The second mention is around 150 years ago, wherein it's a tiny little excerpt of text stating the researcher McGowan had visited one of the three wizard academies of Rathan, and had given a speech regarding the dangers of unknown or unexplained phenomena, essentially. And that is the last record of this specific name that is noted to paper.
Okay.
Lucian, have you checked the channel chat real quick?
Give me a second. Oh, you mean the
Yeah.
chat?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's fair. That's fair. That's fine. We can. I'm sure we can. We managed to cover the important stuff. It's fine. Okay. So. Right. So does that cover most of what you're looking for, librarian?
Yeah, I think that would probably be all that's known to historians.
Yeah, the Wandering Library is a fascinating subject for many historians. However, it is also a very difficult subject to research because its appearances are very random.
Well, actually, since I'm in a magical institution, is there any update on the Goblin's location currently in academia?
Nothing that you
That
can
might-
find. The last concrete...
Just that they were in Rathan 150 years ago.
Well, Rathan is the planet, so that doesn't really narrow it down much. What you know is that they visited the Academy of Ira about 150 years ago. Note that one down. The Academy of Ira. Ira being one of the 3 moons that orbits Rathan. There are 3 known sort of magic academies. Actually, you would learn this from doing this research. There are 3 known magic academies across Rathan. One of them is here in Radavi, and that is the Academy of Umbra. One of them is across the ocean, in a country of which the name I have not quite remembered at the moment, and that is the Academy of Ira. And then somewhere else, quite close to the South Pole, in fact, is the Academy of Argentis. Each one is named after one of the 3 moons that orbits the planet.
Okay, I'm a bit confused as to how Ira is on a moon, but also across the ocean. Are we on the moon?
What?
Said Ira was on the moon that orbits
No,
Rathan.
Ira is a moon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Ira is the red moon that orbits the planet. The Academy is named after the moon.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that's information that I will give you for free because it's relatively well known, and you would find it during this sort of research anyway. So yeah. Okay. Last but not least, Visera.
Wah!
Wah! Wah to you too. You take a look around. The High Regent sort of gestures to the captain of the guard as they lead Ingvar away. They gesture to the captain of the guard, point at you. The captain sort of steps down in front of you, sort of half kneels to sort of come face to face, level to level with you, and goes.
How to talk to short people.
Well, look, this guy is like 8.5 feet tall. Even
Oh,
for
God.
a tall person, he's fucking hench.
Those people don't exist.
So he actively does have to like kneel down to even come within like eye contact of you without you having to strain your neck to look up at him.
I'll just sit on Fraud's shoulders. It's fine.
But yeah, the captain of the guard sort of looks you up and down and goes, "Well, small one, looks like you'll be helping me pick a search party for you. Who are we looking for?
One of your guards, I believe, knows this person, but they are a rather tall dragonborn named Joachim Ochiva.
Joachim Ochiva. The name does sound familiar. Do you know where they were last seen?
Well, I last saw them at the house that we used. They left me a note. Oh fuck, I've forgotten what it said.
It said, "Don't come looking for me."
Thumbs up.
Yeah. The captain of the guard sort of looks at you, ponders for a moment, and goes, "Do you have a item of some sort that would have belonged to them?"
I do. Kind of shuffles around and. Does he have like a backpack? Does he still have his pack?
Yeah, Vizra has a
Yeah,
backpack.
okay.
There's a giant rat in it.
There is. He shuffles around in his backpack and pulls out the pauldron.
As you do so, there's a squeal as the rat sort of climbs up onto your shoulder. The guard sort of steps back for a moment as like, "That's interesting." And sort of steps forward again, warily eyeing this giant rat that is now sort of scrambled, claws digging into your shoulder at this point.
Good.
And sort of takes the pauldron from you.
Oh, he doesn't bite.
Well, we have a name, and we have an item. All right. Sagras! He shouts across the courtyard, and you see this mousy-looking mage sort of stumble across the courtyard as fast as his little legs can carry him, until eventually
Love it to me.
he gets to the guard's side and sort of turns out of breath. "Yes? Alador, you called?" "Sagras, you can scry, correct?" Yes. I haven't done it in a while, but yes, I can scry." "Good." And he sort of thrusts the pauldron at this young man's chest and says, "We are looking for Joachim Ochiva. See if you can find him." And the young sort of scribe sort of nods for a second, sort of picks up the pauldron, and closes his eyes. Dusty, roll me a d20, please.
Yippee!
Okay.
Haha.
That's actually good for you. So, Sagras puts the pauldron to his chest. You watch him murmur an incantation. He splays his hands out forwards, and then he closes his eyes, and then he opens them, and you see this sort of pale blue-white film cover his eyes for a few minutes. As he stares off into the distance, you hear him speak. And he says, "It's, I see a dragonborn, brass scales, his black armor. He's walking through, and this is where our dear friend Sagras is going to roll a perception check.
Awesome.
Technically speaking, I rolled that twice, and the first result was a 20.
Take it, coward.
So, Sagras sort of looks around and goes, he's in a desert. It's, mid-morning, I think. Somewhere far to the south. Further than Necronir. I think maybe this. I'm not sure. Perhaps. Yes. Yes, I think I. Yes. He's past the Apknir mountain range. He's in Solus. But it's a very far journey. And you see the film lift from his eyes. He sort of blinks, rubs at them, and goes, I hate doing that. It's awful. It's so itchy. Ugh. Hands the pauldron back to Alador, who sort of takes it and then hands it back to you, Visera. And he goes, well, Solus is not within our region of reach, realistically speaking. However, if we were to, say, send a third party, such as a group of adventurers, I don't suppose the Solus monarchy could really complain. And he sort of winks at you, Visera. You can't really tell that he's winking. Because he's wearing, like, full metal faceplate. But the, like, little dark, slightly amber reflection of light that's on his eye sort of blinks out for a second. So you can kind of tell that he's winking.
He has the vibe of someone
It's
that's
close
winking.
enough.
Yeah.
He perks up and he smiles and he looks around. And he goes, thank you so much for helping me with my search. Is he okay? Does he look hurt at all?
Sagras sort of chimes in and says, no visible injuries as far as I could tell, but, well, the desert is a harsh place at the best of times, and, well, wearing full plate metal black armor, I can't imagine it's particularly pleasant.
Alright.
Although, there was one more thing that you may want to know. The sand didn't look like sand.
Huh?
It looked like... I'm not really sure how to best put this. It looked like gold dust. And
Interesting.
With that, I'm actually gonna give you, Lying, some excerpts from something else. Because I assume you're listening to this conversation, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you get all of this from your previous research. Just so that you can have some context. Oh, this message is too long.
Unsurprising. Lucian trying to take me, trying to send me the entire unredacted content of Dune.
I'm just trying to send you the entire script of the B movie.
I was literally about to say, you're sending me the fucking B movie script.
Why does this open with a reference to Smash Mouth?
What?
Oh, you know.
Let's see, somebody once told me the world's gonna
Fuck
roll
you.
me. Something about a shed?
Lucian has sent you the entire Shrek movie as an MP4 in your DMs.
God. I wish I could get compression that good.
I mean, there's GIFs for that.
True. But yeah, sort of Sagra sort of frowns, thinking this over, and then goes, "This doesn't make sense. Can I go now?" And Alador sort of turns to him and goes, "Fine, boy." And Sagras strides back to his post at the gate, essentially.
Well, he was a little bit rude.
Which one of them?
The one that just walked off.
Well, he looks to be, if you could guess an age, around maybe 19. He looks very young.
Aw, baby.
I'm gonna kill you.
In Minecraft?
Roll for initiative, motherfucker. I'm getting you.
I have a +7, try me.
I will.
I do not know what you just did, Alexander. Apparently Twitch thinks you put a link in the chat. Which,
Shrek
I don't think that's a link
Dog
to anything, but congrats, I guess.
MP2 Shrek, that probably exists, honestly, at the time.
Hold on, I have an emote.
Okay.
2 of them.
Right. So, you have all received information.
I have read through the
As
wall
is
of text you
pertinent.
just gave me.
Yes. Do you understand why this conversation was pertinent now?
Yes.
Yes, good. Roleplay away, my friends. What are you going to do next?
I'd like to finally answer the question from the dude that was like, "Can you learn teleportation magic?"
You spent this entire time looking it up.
Yeah, I was just looking through a book. It's a complex spell, right? Like you try and make
Oh yeah,
someone go through space.
multi-pages, I know.
Yeah, it's a multi-phase spell. So
And there's
I'm
no
powerful
pictures.
enough to. Yeah, no pictures. This is a whole one of those textbooks or something. I'm technically powerful enough, but I do not have the requisite knowledge yet. So if you have a spell book or something that might be able to tell me, or a professor that could teach me potentially over a period of time, then yes. But otherwise, no.
And if you were taught this knowledge, you could transport yourself and your friends?
As long as there's a teleportation circle in the other city, which I'd presume there would be, but maybe not.
Well, if there is one, we do not have access to it. Therein
Would also be
lies
pretty
the
useful
rub.
for getting back quickly, I suppose.
Well, that would mean giving you access to our teleportation circle, and no offense, but security
We just
is a little
rescued
tight
the princess.
right now. That as it may be, There is only so much I can do.
I mean, we
And
could
the High
just make it out in
Regent's
a
not the king.
field somewhere. It doesn't need to be in a secure area.
You do understand how long it takes to create a teleportation circle, right?
My book said 10 minutes.
If you want to be able to return to it at any time,
20 minutes.
30
More-
minutes.
I admire your ambition, but more like 3 months. To craft a
40
teleportation circle like that.
40 minutes.
Let's
Look, I
not
just
lay off
need
the
to-
guy. He's doing his best.
I have some arcane crystals I can powder into the requisite chalk. I'm good with reagents, alright?
But a temporary teleportation circle, sure. But something that lasts? Something that would allow you to come back after a journey all the way down to the country of Solus?
Not
That
planarly
would not last.
stepping.
What?
It's the same dimension. It's baby teleport. I mean, I go through different demi-planes at, like, snap.
You do understand what you're asking, right? The High Regent sort of rubs his forehead for a second. You don't have the ability to teleport to Solus, because there is no known teleportation circle there that we know of, that we can teach you. Similarly, we cannot give you access to the one here in the castle because it is a major security risk. To create a permanent teleportation sigil would require months of labor and thousands of gold's worth of resources. And you want to put one in the middle of a field in 40 minutes and then teleport back here 2 months from now.
Could I please make a history check? Because I think it would be so funny if this was lost knowledge and it's just super common to me in the library. If not, I will drop this.
Make a history check. Sure. And hold on, before you roll it.
Okay. Yep.
Before you roll it, I will allow you to add your Arcana to this roll as well as your history.
My Arcana modifier? As in,
Your
like...
Arcana modifier, yes.
Oh, okay. That's a lot.
Just putting it out there. If you roll
Okay,
really
is
badly...
that- Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I will roll history and add 7. That is a 9 plus 7, that is a 16.
16. So you know a decent amount about the general mechanics of teleportation magic. There are 2 specific types. There is the teleport spell, and then there's the teleportation circles. Now, hold on. Let me... Okay, so... Okay, so the teleport spell is a 7th level, and it can be done, but you need a lot of power to do it. But you can, if you can learn it, if they can teach you it, you can do it, probably. A teleportation circle will function. You could realistically make it. However, you would need to find the specific materials for it. And the teleportation circle that is described in like the base game teleportation circle spell will not be permanent. It will last for a specific amount of time, but it will not be permanent. To make a permanent one, you will need to take up more time. The methods that you have, that you can remember and know of to make a teleportation circle, will cut down the amount of time that it takes to make a permanent one. However, it will not be like 10 minutes. It will still be like several weeks. Their current techniques and methods mean that making a teleportation circle that is permanent to a specific area takes several months. You could cut down that time, but it won't be to 0, essentially.
Okay.
So, you can definitely increase their ability to make a teleportation sigil, but in order to do so, you would have to be advising them about the process. So you would have to spend those 3 weeks with them, talking them through it and how to do it.
Okay. That's fair.
It's possible.
At least, yeah.
But
could I at least get like the tome or something for it so I can learn it in the future maybe, or at least cast it in the future if I needed to?
So that is a good question. Do you want the teleportation spell, or do you want the teleportation circle spell?
I think I don't have access to the teleportation spell usually, but if they have that, I think it's better, right?
Well, if you want to learn it, but it will take you time to learn it, as a note. Like,
yeah,
because
probably.
it's not a spell that is native to your class, I don't think.
No, it's not. Only the teleportation circle is available to warlocks normally.
Yeah. So, because it's not native to your class, it will take you longer to learn it. But you probably have a few days here while Ingvar gets their leg made. So you might have time to learn it if you want. However, teleport as a spell is a 7th level spell, whereas teleportation circle is a
5th level.
5th level, yeah.
Yeah, so teleportation circle would make more sense for us, but also it would be worse because there's probably not that many teleportation circles in this setting.
There are a few, but they're not easy to access, essentially. Like, there are more than you might think.
Didn't Blackwood have one in his basement?
Yes, he did.
He did.
And you destroyed it.
That we did.
And that's going to take ages to repair.
We telefracked someone in the process, too.
That's fine, don't worry about it.
You cut off someone's arm, yeah.
Still have that arm.
You still have that arm.
Did we gentle repose that, or is that rotting in somebody's
inventory? It's gentle repose.
What?
I took it to the priest.
Yes.
Okay, good.
It's for story purposes permanently gentle repose. It's not decaying in my bag.
Yeah. You gentle repose the arm. So yeah. As I said, like there are teleportation circles. They do exist. They're usually held by people of high importance, people who can afford to get them made, essentially. But generally speaking, they are not generally accessible to the public, essentially. Like, there's probably one in each of the major academies. There's one, maybe 2 per capital city, etc., etc.
Okay. I think I'll still want to warn the teleportation circle then if it's available.
Okay, yeah. So do you impart do you impart some of the knowledge of how to make a teleportation circle faster?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The High Regent kind of listens intently to what you have to say. I mean, you're wearing the simile of the robes of a librarian of the Wandering
I just
Library.
realized the funniest fucking interaction has taken place between me and this region of him basically mansplaining teleportation circles to an ancient magician.
Yeah, but now you're explaining back at him, and he's hanging on every word.
I can mansplain harder.
And
More potent mansplain.
eventually he, after a nodding while, he goes, yes, I mean, of course, we can, yes, I will take you to the books on teleportation circles myself. And he leads you to the back into the library, specific sections, takes down a few books, puts them out. There's a few different variations on the incantations and materials needed for teleportation circles, but eventually you come across the one that is in the player's handbook, and you can consider that learned. After approximately 4 hours or so, about the same amount of time it takes for Ingvar to get his leg measured and stuff like that. So yeah.
Well, on that note, last session, I just want to note that I did say I would be helping out with some enchants, but since Lydia's not here for this session and I can't ask them what ones they want, I just want to say that I do something with that if they want that, and then we'll figure it out later.
The leg hasn't been made yet. Literally the only thing that has happened so far is they've taken the measurements and done some form fitting. None of the enchanting has happened yet, so you can talk to Lydia about that and figure out where you want to go with that later.
The list of transmutation experts, I believe I also requested a letter of introduction.
Yes. After the High Regent sort of leaves the librarian to it, as it were, he sort of turns back to you and says, "Come with me. We shall get that arranged." And he ushers you into a small sort of study, if you will, in the castle. It's just off the main sort of rooms on the second floor. It looks like it may have once belonged to a scribe or secretary, but it definitely belongs to the High Regent now. Not because it's overly decorated or anything, but because there are books everywhere. And you end up in this room anyway when you're doing a bit of research, and the librarian ends up in here as well at one point. But there are books on every single shelf. There are papers overflowing. Hello. So it is quite the mishmash, as it were, of varying papers and stuff like that. Eventually, he approaches this desk, pulls out this thick parchment paper. Writes, you notice that it has the Fahrenholm seal, the castle over wave sort of sigil across the top, and it has and it's very slightly lined, you notice, not scored lines across it, but just enough to be slightly visible, and allowing people to write in straight lines, but not enough to be properly obvious. And you watch as the High Regent writes out this letter of introduction, and then signs the bottom of it with a flourish, this sort of LZ, flourish, and then grabs this big old wax stamp and stamps it on the bottom. And then turns the paper around and says, I'll need you to sign this as well. And hands you this very elegant looking quill.
Oh. Well, I will sign that as D. Morin.
Mm-hmm. And he sort of takes this, dries sort of the wax, and then rolls it up very carefully, slides it into a small sort of brass and leather scroll case, caps off the end, and then hands it to you. And you can put Lanfa Zegris, a letter of introduction, in your inventory.
Right.
So, yeah.
Right. Edit.
Okay.
Yippee.
Yay. Okay. At this point, it is probably getting to be mid-evening-ish. What do you guys want to do?
Well,
I think we probably should think about getting some rest, considering that a lot of us are, like, low on spell slots, and perhaps
My
also
fucking
health.
HP.
Mm-hmm.
My health.
Yeah, you got nearly one shot, didn't you?
Yeah, I was on literally, I think, 4 HP at one point.
Ugh. Yeah, we probably want to go, like, at least get a nap or something.
Okay.
Are our fancy clothes, like, really hecked up from the fight as well?
They actually survived a little bit better than you expected. Like, they've got a few small cuts and nicks on them, and, like, there's, like, a blood stain or two here and there, but they're actually relatively intact. Aside from yours, Librarian, which the chest section is just kind of gone at this point.
Help, I need a homosexual that knows the mending cantrip.
Wait, does that mean that the librarian has just been titty out
Has
this
just been
entire
tits
time?
out for most of the afternoon,
I
yes.
understand why
Yeah.
I wasn't taken seriously in my academic pursuits. I had breasts on display, which is a sin in academia.
The High Regent has sort of been gently avoiding looking at your chest for most of the afternoon.
Oh, wow.
Can't handle a little blue tit in these trying times.
I love that got caught by auto mod. Anyway, that's getting allowed. But yes, essentially, you all. It is sort of early evening by the time you've all finished this up. Yeah, you all gather together once more. Where are you going? Where are you spending the night?
Probably the same inn I was at before.
Homosexual gay.
Probably the inn,
Yeah.
if I had to guess.
Okay, so you head to the Pillars of Silk.
Yes.
Okay. Let me quickly open the gate for you guys. Whee!
Open the gates.
I've carried a guard with you. This is fine.
Oi! Hey,
An
drinking
escort.
buddy.
A guard escorts you out of the castle. Before you all make your way back to the Pillars of Silk Inn, wherein a harried-looking elderly lady greets you as you all traipse in. Tefta Devala, the innkeeper, sort of looks you all up and down and goes, "Well, I mean, what was it last time? Sewers and now this? I suppose I'd better get them to run you another bath.
We're just normal men, ma'am.
We're just
Not to worry.
normal men.
There was a
Just
very
innocent men.
rousing
We're just innocent
disagreement.
men.
there was a very rousing disagreement in the academic circles up the road.
Did these academics have knives? What?
One of them.
Yes.
I believe the doctors call them scalpels, but I'm afraid so.
No, wrong degree. Wrong degree,
Oh,
librarian.
It's very, very odd circles that you all keep these days.
Amusing times we do live in. Yes.
Well, you know what they say about the slice of life and all.
I suppose.
It's knives.
I will not comment on the improprieties of my guests. Just
Hope not. We pay you enough.
bath. Yes, bath. And for the night, because it is the Pillars of Silk, everybody deduct 5 gold from your pool.
What the hell?
It's
Can I-
expensive to stay here.
We just got like 100 platinum. Can I like tip a bit extra for a massage?
Sure.
Is that a service they offer?
It
This
is
feels
a
like a
service
service
they
they would
offer
offer.
now. How much platinum are you tipping?
I'll give him 1 platinum.
1 platinum. So basically an extra 10 gold for like a massage service.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Better be
Tefta
damn good.
kinda,
It better.
you watch as she bites the platinum piece. Even like up in the high district, there are still people who will try to scam you. So she bites the platinum piece and she tests
You're
it
telling
with her
me
teeth.
the area that's full of the richest people in town will still be will still be involving with scams?
Oh yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
gasp!
Wow.
Who could imagine someone here might try to steal money?
And then nodding in approval, she gestures to one of the younger men who sort of steps forward, indicates you, and the young man sort of leads you towards a sort of what looks to be some sort of steam room / massage parlor at the back of the inn. And you spend an hour getting reinvigorated, as it were.
Oh, lovely. I deserve this.
And yeah, you come out feeling refreshed, feeling relaxed. It was a very silent massage as well. The young man didn't utter a word. So you
Good.
just kind of spent most of it half asleep. They pride themselves on their discretion. Except
good.
when the customers aren't listening.
Lovely.
Yeah. Are any of the rest of you requesting any special services?
Can my rat have a bed too?
I think that would just be a pillow, wouldn't it? Like on the nightstand?
I would like you to roll me a stealth check to sneak the rat in.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
As you notice,
It's on the
as
rat.
you notice a big sign next to the door that says "No pets allowed." You notice that Ingvar's dragon just vanishes.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
That's a
Add
15.
plus 1d4 to that roll. I want to see that 19.
Roll me an extra d4, but Dusty. Oh, okay. So that was a 3 on the first roll. So that's 18. Okay. Tefta's eyes are sharp, but they're not sharp enough.
Yeah.
And you manage to sneak Jeffrald the rat into the Pillars of Silk.
Let's
To
fucking
spend
go!
the night on silken pillows.
18 rats!
So yeah. You spend the night on silken pillows with Jeffrald right next to you. The bed you end up in is like 4 times the size that you're used to. Because you're used to like a little single bed cot. And this is like a king size.
I'm so small.
You are so small. Like, you take up maybe 1/5 of the bed.
This is how it is in real life, too.
So yeah.
I mean, it depends on the bed, logically.
My bed.
Are the rest of you assisting? Are the rest of you getting anything extra? The rest of you being the librarian, because yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah.
That I think. Oh wait, yeah, I will get more ink that I replenished from throwing it
More
at
ink.
the
Right,
assassin.
yeah.
Okay. So you it's not really a general store situation, but
feel like
Tefta sort of
pop
looks
down.
around and sort of grabs an ink pot from underneath the sort of reception desk and hands it to you after you hand over another 5 gold.
Yep.
She's a businesswoman. She will make money off of
169 gold
whatever
now.
she can.
Nice.
Hmm?
That is poor quality ink, but I respect the hustle.
So yeah, you refill on ink. Okay. So, the next morning rolls around. You all awaken feeling refreshed. Everybody take a long rest. Press those buttons. Heal all the way up, etc., etc. And enjoy the feeling of being alive as you are all awakened the next morning.
What all am I replenishing?
So there should be a button on your character sheet that just says a long rest. Just press that.
Yep, top right and under characteristics.
What?
So in
Oh,
your character
okay.
sheet,
Got it.
yeah,
Yeah,
There you
that should
go.
just like redo all your spell slots, all your health, everything that needs to happen.
Yep.
Yeah.
though monks don't have spell slots, so it
Oh, yeah,
doesn't
sorry.
really matter.
Like key points, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, nice. Additionally, you have hit a milestone, Visera. You are now level 10. We will go through that at the end of the session.
Congrats.
Let's see, who else needs... Yeah, my basically everyone who is not level 10 hit a milestone today.
Woohoo!
Aww.
Because you guys hit your milestones the previous session. Or the previous sessions, I should say. Okay. But yeah, we'll go through level ups later on, Dusty.
Yippee.
Okay, so the rest of you, you wake up early-ish morning. You get a lie-in today, and you feel happy that you do. You do hear at one point a knock on the door of Ingvar's room. As Ingvar sort of wakes up and opens it, you hear muffled chatting, as apparently one of the arcanists is talking to Ingvar about the variety of enchantments, possible enchantments and possible additions to the prosthetic leg that they are all working on at this point. At one point, Darren, you actually get a knock on your door.
Oh.
As one of the sort of a runner brings you a folded piece of paper, hands it off to you, bids you good day, and sprints off to do something else.
I look up and down the corridor real quick before I go back into my room.
Corridor is empty as far as you can tell, other than the Arcanist who's currently talking to Ingvar in their doorway.
Okay, so I do see that then.
Yeah. Yeah.
After that, I'm gonna, like, go back into my room and discreetly, I guess, because Lord knows this is the High District, there's probably ears in every wall. Gonna check this letter.
Mm-hmm.
Do I recognize the seal?
There is no seal. It is just a folded piece of paper. Yeah.
Okay. I've had teammates I thought died from opening a letter, so I'll be a bit ginger with this particular one.
Mm-hmm.
But I will open it nonetheless.
Okay. Gingerly speaking, you open up this folded piece of paper. It's not even an A4. It's like an A5 sheet of paper. It's very small. On it is spidery looking writing. It is very simple, very clear. And it says, in very basic terms, I know what you did.
They're really gonna have to be
E-L.
more specific.
And the initials EL on the bottom.
E-L.
EL. The writing is spidery and kind of crawls across the entire page. Make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, goody. I knew there would be some comeuppance to reading this damn thing, but okay. Let me see. Whiz. +1. Joy. Sepia Snake Sigil, no doubt. 8.
8.
Yeah, I'm getting screwed over despite my caution.
You stare at the writing for a moment. The writing sort of slides off. Debbie Bot.
Slides off the bots. Okay.
The writing slides off the page, down your arms. And as you're looking down, as you watch this ink sort of slide across your skin, you look up. And there's someone standing in the doorway. A figure, short, dwarvish, greying beard. Figure you haven't seen in many years.
Oh.
A figure that has its throat slashed open.
Oh, that's new.
A figure that looks eerily similar to your grandmother. As you step back into the room, she steps forward. You hear a rasping breath. You hear choking coughs. Blood spills from her lips. You see, or what you think you see, her hands reaching towards you. Every step you take back, she takes one forward. Her eyes are white, milky, vacant, unseeing. You blink, and she's gone. The hallway is empty. No blood, no burbling breaths. For the next 8 hours, you are afflicted with the feared effect.
Oh.
Unless you are cured of it, or you manage to succeed a wisdom saving throw after an event that causes you to be able to take one.
Fine feared? I'm not saying that.
You are under the fear effect,
Right.
essentially. In this instance, what it means is that randomly within the next 8 hours, during confrontations or other situations, you will randomly start to fear things.
Is this
That
a
is it.
homebrew, perchance? Because I'm not finding this in the
yes,
rules.
this is homebrew. This is
Okay.
a homebrew effect.
Grand.
Or this is a homebrew spell. That is.
I'm
affecting
never
you right
trusting another letter I'm ever given.
now. The
Twice
first letter
now.
I
Read it
sent,
immediately.
the first letter I sent you guys almost killed a party member. I'm surprised you
Yeah.
didn't untrust them earlier.
Well, the last one nearly killed Isaac by virtue of like a powdery substance on it, which is why I opened it carefully.
Yeah, you did.
Now reading it will kill us as well.
This time
Wait.
there was a curse on the paper itself.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna just like
You
take a real deep breath for a moment.
You look around. The skin on the back of your neck prickles. Hairs stand on end as you... There's nothing there. You know there's nothing there. Whatever this was, it was just a hallucination, but can't help but feel like there is something coming for you.
Well, I know that wasn't normal. So, I'm just gonna, like, collect myself, shake it off a little bit, open up the door, and just, like, wave down the librarian. They're still there.
The librarian is currently... Where is the librarian at the moment, actually, Zarian?
For the setting we're in currently, we're all back at the academy, right?
You're all at the,
Currently at the
Pillars of Silk Inn.
Okay,
It's
Pillars of Silk- I'd just
early
be-
morning.
I'd be chilling in the breakfast hall. Getting some
Okay,
eggs and bacon, you know?
I'm gonna go find the librarian then.
Okay, so you head downstairs, you enter the small sort of, like, breakfast, sort of tea area. You see them snacking on what looks to be a small pile of crumpets, and a slathering of bacon. It looks kind of tasty. As you look back down the hallway, just as you enter the breakfast area, you see gnarled fingers clutch the side of one of the corners and scrape back around. And you blink, and there's no scratches. There's nothing there.
Librarian, I need you to do something.
Of course.
Okay, first, check me for any magical, like, activity, then check this letter.
Alright. I flip on my arcane vision and I start casting Identify on Darren.
Okay. Let me see how much is revealed from Identify on a player. Very quickly. Identify. You learn what spells, if any, are currently affecting them. Okay. So, what is currently affecting Darren is an extended version of where did I put it? Oh, I've gone past it. It is an extended version of Phantasmal Force. Essentially, the target has to make a wisdom saving throw. If they fail, they end up getting a illusion that produces a specific effect following them around. In this instance, the illusion is causing Darren to be afraid. It is an extended effect that lasts for 8 hours. Non-concentration.
Seems someone doesn't like you very much. They appear to have cast the extended version of Phantasmal Force on you. You're seeing things, for instance.
One or two things, yeah. It's been a rough morning.
Let me look through my index for a moment. If I know the spell,
As the librarian is talking, Darren, you start to see gnarled hands come up over his shoulders and start wrapping around his throat.
Just gonna concentrate on my
just hallucinations. It's fine. I can see from the grimace on your face that they may be happening right now.
Yep.
Best just close your eyes for a moment. Here we wait. Oh, so the index starts glowing. And a new page gets added to it.
Okay.
And I would like to cast Dispel Magic on either the letter or Darren themselves, whatever is causing the spell to affect them.
Okay. So Dispel Magic, 4th level spell, I think.
3rd level, but I have to cast it at 4th level since I'm a warlock. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That is fine. Within moments, the feeling of fear that is coursing through your body vanishes, Darren, as the phantasmal force is dispelled from you. You look at the letter, librarian. It is inert. It's just a piece of paper.
So it wasn't enchanted anyway when I was looking at it with my magic vision.
It's not enchanted anymore. There are remnants, traces of what may have once been an enchantment, but it seems that its sole purpose was to cast that spell. It was a one-use trap, essentially.
Okay, so it's not like a fancy magic item, it's more like a spell scroll that's just been kind of like triggered once and done.
Yes, sort of.
So it'd be a snake sigil, basically.
Yeah. Well, it looks like this thing is fine now. What were they trying to tell you? And was it a death threat? What?
Can you remind me the exact full text of the letter?
I know what you did.
EL, that it. It's it accused me of something. It didn't really say what, and it had the initials EL.
EL? Do you know
Yeah,
anyone by an EL?
I don't think I do.
Roll me an intelligence check,
Oh,
librarian.
goody.
Just
Oh.
Okay.
see
I was
if
gonna say,
you,
I have a +5.
see if you remember this.
Intelligence check. Just straight intelligence, nothing.
Yeah. Unless you remember it now, I will allow you to roll an intelligence check to remember.
That is a 15.
15. Yeah, that'll do. You have heard of someone who has the initials EL. Evan Lorne. One of the leaders of the Carnifex Syndicate.
Wait, isn't that the assassin lady we tried to kill?
Very possibly. You don't know for sure, you've never seen her.
But we do know that Evan Lorne was the person that attacked, or...
You know that Evan Lorne is one of the 3 leaders, or one of the now 2 leaders of the Carnifex Syndicate. That is what you know.
Interesting. I presume you're reporting this, librarian.
Yeah, I'm not keeping this a secret. This is tasty.
I mean, there could be lots of people with those initials. It doesn't necessarily have to be the head of an international crime syndicate.
Yes, it could be Electra Lorne.
Maybe it's
Drag
that
Queen
one
of the
guy.
Seven Seas.
Maybe it's just that one person who we keep like ruining the night's sleep off. Who knows? Never got their name.
Oh, I didn't set that off. Oh god. Oh.
That
they're
just
dead
goes
by now.
off automatically, remember?
Oh,
When in
well,
range, it goes off automatically.
hopefully they're not in range.
They've been in range for the past 3 nights.
So it could be
Don't
them.
worry about it.
That's fine, I suppose. Well... I guess we should be careful around letters from now on if we didn't learn that the first time.
We're definitely getting a bit of a record with them, yeah.
I feel like we should just get sending stones at this point. The written
Yeah.
word is so last century.
Absolutely. Ugh.
I only
At this
send
point-
from my stone.
At this point, Visera, you're about awake. You're used to early mornings, but you've taken the luxury of a king-sized bed with, like, feathered pillows. And you've slept in. But at this point, you're about around time that you would wake up and come down.
Yippee!
So you enter into the sort of the breakfast nook as these two are having this discussion about letters.
I eat breakfast.
You eat breakfast.
Oh, good
Congrats.
morning to you too.
They eat breakfast.
They eat.
They eat and needy to eat.
God. Good night, Mr. the Missile.
Missile is very eepy. He has unmagicked himself and is now only 1 instead of 3.
Okay. Is that everything?
Side has been resolved.
Okay.
What?
Any more discussions to be had, or are we moving on?
I think we should go get healing potions.
Oh, because you nearly died?
I mean that, and also, how many healing potions do you each have?
Let me see here.
0.
Yeah, me too.
Also 0.
I feel like that might be at least a good middle rarity healing potion for each of us now that we are part of the aristocracy, as they may say.
Do they say it like that?
I don't know. I've never been there.
Ingvar,
I miss Prod.
Ingvar comes down to the table, grabs a few pieces of bacon, and turns to you all and says, I'm going to be out for most of today. The engineers want to, they want to, you know, pats his leg, and waves to you all as he walks out of the inn.
Can I make an insight check to figure out what Ingvar means by that gesture?
Sure.
Okey-doke.
Roll me an insight check.
+5. I'm really good at this. 14 total.
14. You're pretty sure Ingvar is talking about getting his prosthetic leg replaced. Considering that's what he was talking about the other day with the High Regent.
Makes sense.
Yeah. I would have loved if you'd rolled low on that.
I would have also loved to get a nat 1 on that. It's like, you're talking. It's a sex thing, I see.
You're pretty sure Ingvar is going to go buy a sex swing, yes.
Yippee!
Oh, speaking of that, not the sex swing, the leg.
Yes, I saw Zarian, don't worry. I saw.
Okay. In that case, I hand a silver little scale of metal to Ingvar on his way out and be like, okay, who's this? Give them this. I don't know what to do with it.
But yeah. No, they, we'll get to that whole section of Ingvar's stuff later on.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay. So, the three of you, are left to explore. Prod has not woken up yet, as far as you can tell. Vizera, your room was right next to Prod's. Roll me a perception check for the night.
Oh no.
Actually, no. What's your passive perception?
Oh no.
What is it?
I think it's usually 10 plus your modifier.
It's 10 plus your perception modifier, yeah.
11.
11. Okay. Not too high. Okay. During the night, you hear the occasional thump against the wall, but it's not really enough to do more than make your dreams slightly irregular.
Great.
Prod has not woken up yet.
Huh.
Uh-oh.
Can I go check on Prod?
Yeah, that might be a good idea before we all leave the building.
Okay. Do you go knock on the door, or do you open the door?
I mean, I knock on polite. I don't just walk into people's living quarters.
I appreciate the need for privacy, so I'm going to knock first.
You knock on the door. About maybe half a minute passes. Then the door slips open slightly ajar, and you see a young man, shirtless, with a young lady, also shirtless, over his shoulder. And
like
then
being
you were having a
over
club?
shoulder, or
no, like just peering over his shoulder.
Oh, okay.
And then you see Prod, who appears behind both of them, and looks at you all and says, "Is it morning already?"
Is Prod too shirtless?
Prod is also shirtless.
Prod is probably buck naked behind this door.
You can't quite tell. They're all kind of leaning out from one side.
Are we interrupting something?
Prod kind of looks at you all and goes, "You're welcome to join."
No, thank you. We're good. We're just on our way out. We are wondering if you might want to come with.
maybe after round 9. And they close the door.
Jesus Christ.
Haven't hit 9 already?
They've been going most of the night.
Yeah, you'd think that it passed 9 already.
Some people have stamina.
I
Oh.
hope Elfie likes that.
I'm sure
I'm
Alfie
doing
will
my best
appreciate
to
that.
I
convey
feel like that
Pod's
was in character.
existence.
Yeah, absolutely.
Uh,
Well,
Cat detected.
Prod likes to edge people, Mal. There we go. Moving on.
Awesome.
Moving on. Okay, so Darren, Librarian, and Visera, you all head out into the city.
Goodbye, librarian. To the ocean with you.
The ocean. Yes, to the ocean.
Sail away, sail away, sail away.
Yep.
So are we going potion shopping? We can just go shopping. I don't mind. I have some things I need to pick up.
well, we need to go pick up some health potions, so... Yes, I've remembered that despite what just happened. Where I know we've seen health potions on sale around here somewhere. Where was it?
So, obviously you know about Ekron, who does, like, various magical items, though you haven't necessarily seen him stock potions. You remember Horace mentioning something about an apothecary before they left. Something about an apothecary somewhere down in the Middle District that was helping them make some form of haste potion. That's about as much as you can remember.
Okay.
Well,
right.
I guess we're looking for an alchemist's office or
Yep.
some therein, or a laboratory.
Ah.
That's where you get the good, cheap stuff.
Yeah, yes. Should I roll for investigation to find a place?
Yeah, if you want to roll for investigation and someone can assist, you can do
Yep,
that.
I'll assist with
Okay.
guidance.
Oh, that too, huh?
Well, someone can assist you, and you can get
I
guidance.
was gonna say
that way.
because I'm holding 2d20s here now.
Yep,
Yeah.
do the 2d20s. and
Okay.
Keep the highest and roll a
Into the sea.
d4.
Into the ocean. That ocean is probably filled with dice at this point.
Oh yeah.
Into the wet.
17. Okay, that is a 26 Safar plus a d4.
26. My
I'm
god.
gonna find the best fucking alchemist in
28.
this city.
28 total.
28! Holy shit.
That's why I wrote with the investigation. I have a plus 9.
Mr. White, we need a health potion, Mr. White.
needs to be 99% pure. And ideally blue, but you know.
Approximately 5 minutes of asking around, you eventually get told that just at the entrance to the High District there is a small shop with a widely renowned alchemist who lives there. And that he is well known for doing some very decent potions. But that they apparently don't come particularly cheap.
Well, good thing I also am very good at persuasion.
We have money.
Rat-tat-tat.
Wait, am I good at persuasion now because of my thing? Let me check. No, I don't have
Okay.
as much as you still.
No, my persuasion is even better than my investigation.
Yeah, I only have a plus 6.
Darren may struggle in a lot of things, but when he is good at things, he is good at things.
Min-maxer.
Not even intentional there, honestly. Yeah, step into the abode, whatever this is.
Okay. So, you step into the abode, and the first thing you see, Darren, the first thing you see is one Jeremiah Moran.
Not again! Why?
He stands behind the counter of his little shop in Fernholm, having just arrived a few days ago from his travels, and looks at you and goes, Darren! My boy! Welcome! I didn't expect to see you here! Are you here to buy?
I fear that may indeed be the case.
Well, well.
Do you
Welcome, welcome.
Do you happen to have any reputable health potions in stock?
Reputable? Everything I have is reputable. You know that.
Oh,
should
it definitely
know that.
has a reputation, yes, I'm aware.
Still. Yes, I have a few health potions that you could probably make use of. Let's see. I have 2 graters, 1 superior, 3 medium. How does that sound? And he puts a variety of vials and bottles down on the counter, all of them this deep red liquid.
Can I swap on my arcane vision to see if the potency is actually what he's telling us it is? With like an investigation
Sure.
as well or something.
Sure.
That is an 18 for the investigation.
18. The potency seems correct. There's more to these potions than might meet the eye, but the potency does seem correct. And they're definitely healing potions. Within reason.
More to these potions than might meet the eye. Who could possibly have suspected that would be the case from Jeremiah Moran's inventory?
Mm.
No. I kind of relay to Darren, like a little like whisper in there, like there's something a little bit off about them. They are healing potions, but there's a little bit more.
I've still got 2 doses of cure all. How much for the lot, right, Grandpa?
Well, let's see. The standards are 50 apiece, the graters are 100 apiece, and the superiors are 200 apiece. Let's see. If you want the lot, let's say family discount. See, 3 standard, 150, 2 greater, 200, 1 superior, 150. I'll give you the lot for 600.
Can I haggle him a bit lower with my persuasion?
Sure.
Okay.
Hey!
Eh?
My cat bit me.
Oh.
I thought you were going to call me out for a second there.
There's the wrong pricings.
Okay, that is a 15 a total.
15 total.
Are you sure you can't go any lower? I mean, that's a bit steep for our budget, and I'm sure the family would hate to hear that I died somewhere out in the woods without proper healing potions. You'd never get the end of it,
I'm sure
surely.
the family would be heartbroken. I can knock off 5 gold.
I'm just gonna turn to Labor and... do you think that's enough? That seems... we're gonna have to go cheap on rations tonight, surely.
Yes, I suppose the little ones will have to eat less.
It's...
I mean, look at what you're doing to our family. Are you sure there's nothing...
Fine, 10 gold. I'll take 10 gold off the top.
Does that be 590? 490?
590. Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm sure we can pull that much together, just about. And I'm just gonna like discreetly go through my coinage, which now includes platinum pieces, and just count them out.
Okay. So you count out enough. Remove 590 gold. You gain 3 standard healing potions, 2 greater healing potions, and 1 superior healing potion.
Okay.
The healing potions in the campaign are a little different to the normal ones. I will put them in the notes and resources channel of the campaign Discord.
So that's 3 standard, 2 greater, 1 superior.
Mm-hmm. I will note, he still swindled you.
Oh, absolutely.
By, like... He told you all the prices, by the way, as he was counting it all out. He went over that for, like, the group pricing by 50 gold.
Oh wow! Like, what would we have had to roll to like see that happen?
You wouldn't have. I told you the pricing. If you
We're
called him out on it,
gay,
he
we
would've
can't do math.
Yeah, well, that's my point. If you'd called him out about the pricing, because he literally counted it all out in front of you, and I did actually count it out to your guys' ears. If you'd called him out on it, he would have probably gone to a more reasonable price. But yeah, it happens. Pay more attention.
Question.
Yes.
Can I get my rat to steal some of it back?
Potentially.
It is a giant rat.
Uh-huh.
It is like half the size of you.
I cast guidance on the rat. Let's see what's happening. I appreciate the hustle. The
Sure.
hustle, if you will.
I will allow you one. Okay. You'll have to do 2 rolls for this. You'll have to do a roll for stealth for the rat. And then you'll have to do a roll for sleight of hand for the rat.
Sleight of rat, if you will.
Here's a thought. I can do all of that with a mage hand if we want.
Yeah, but the rat.
But the rat.
But the rat, yeah.
The rat's funnier.
Also,
Yeah, the
would
rat's
Darren
funnier.
steal? Would Darren steal for a joke? No. With the rat, yes.
This would not be a joke. This would be spite.
Okay. You would steal out of spite, I suppose. But I feel like the rat
Could do
might be
both.
funny. Could both try and steal at the same time.
Yeah, use the rat as a distraction.
How heavy
Mage
is
hand
the
for the
rat?
actual stealing.
The rat is a giant rat. It's relatively heavy. It's like
Oh,
half
so
the
probably
size
higher.
of Yuzura.
Oh, so probably heavier than the mage hand can carry. Then.
It's like 1.5 feet long. That's how big the rat is.
Yeah.
It's about the size
Big
of
rat.
a small dog. Well, it's a medium dog, actually.
Alright, I'm just for the moment. I'm just gonna let the rat idea play out.
Okay.
See
I
how this
have
goes.
a better idea actually than guidance. Can I cast minor illusion to show that like one of the torches in the back or something? Like it makes it look like it's caught on fire on the wall for a bit, so he tries to put it out. So it's advantage instead of.
I will allow the rat to roll with advantage if you do that. Yeah, sure.
Okay,
I
I'll
will also
do a
need
little
you
discreet.
I will need you to roll me sleight of hand to hide.
Oh yeah,
your-
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so
Right,
order
as-
of operation then. Me sleight of
as-
hand, rat.
You sleight of
Doing its
hand.
thing.
If
As-
your sleight of
as
hand
I'm
succeeds,
pick-
the rat gets advantage.
Okay, as I'm picking up just scooping up all of our new potions, I will just like glance up to the back wall, do a double take, and say, "Grandpa, your wall's on fire!"
Do I get advantage on the sleight of hand for that as an aid?
Sure. You get advantage on the sleight of hand. And if you succeed the sleight of hand, the rat gets advantage on its stealth check and its sleight of hand. Sure.
Oh, this fucking
Order of
clown.
operation.
Teamwork!
Roll it for
Teamwork!
Sure, why not? Go for it.
Okay, I rolled a 12 on sleight of hand.
Okay, that's not awful.
With advantage.
With advantage.
That's with
yeah.
advantage, yep.
Man.
Yeah, okay. I'll say... Jeremiah is a keen old man, but the distraction provided by his grandnephew is enough for him to miss your little display of magic. He looks behind him and he goes, "Oh, shit!" So yes, the rat gets advantage on stealth.
Yes!
So roll...
Okay.
roll
Advantage
20.
obtained.
And
Oh,
I'll
is it
say
my stealth?
The rat has... No, it's not your stealth. The rat has a +3. Not a +5, a +3. Stealth.
What am I rolling?
A d20.
Two d20.
Two d20s, yeah.
Because if the rat had your stealth, it would have a +9 to stealth.
Oh, come on.
Okay, so that's a 6 plus 3, so that's a 9. So Jeremiah sort of is running to the wall, grabs a towel of some sort that's sitting next to a boiler, starts slamming it against the wall. The fire doesn't go out, so he kind of looks around just as the rat comes over the counter, and he looks around at the rat, and
God
he
damn it.
screams and goes, "There's a fucking rat in my shop!" And he
bad
goes
rat.
to grab
No
a
feet.
broom.
When he goes to grab the broom, can we just take the gold and leave?
Okay, sure. Roll me sleight of hand. The gold is still on the counter, as are the health potions.
I finish scooping up the health potions, and I try to like pantomime assist with getting the rat out of the shop.
Oh jeez,
Okay.
that rat
Like-
bad. Get some gold.
Yeah.
Roll me sleight of hand. Depending on how well you do, will depend on how much gold you get from this librarian.
Okay. I got a 14.
Got a 14. Okay. You manage to pocket about 25 gold from this, as you all start to shoo the rat out of the shop. And Jeremiah sort of calls over your shoulder and goes, "Is it gone?"
Nope, better stay back there. It's a big one.
Just keep it out my shop.
1 second, it's trying to go for the potions.
Just look.
It must have been attracted by the
Healing.
scent of your magic ingredients.
Give it some of the cure-all.
It's the cinnamon. You put cinnamon in this, didn't you?
I pull out the bottle of the two out of 3 doses of cure-all, and I go, "Back, fiend, back!" Try to lead the rat towards
you
the
all
door.
push your way out of the shop as Jeremiah sort of looks beyond the door, watching you all leave. Sort of turns and goes, "Well, it was great seeing you, Darren. Just next time, don't bring any rats."
Sorry,
Shuts the
it's
door.
Fahrenholm, you know? It's just utterly replete with giant rats that love to eat potion ingredients.
you hear
Awful
you
place,
hear
really.
the door to the shop slam shut behind you.
I just give the little rat that Visor has a little pet, like, "Oh, you're such a good rat. I didn't need any of that. Look at
Roll me
you."
animal handling.
Okay,
Oh, no.
okay.
I think that would
Librarians?
roll.
Dirty 20. I'm
Dirty
so
20,
good friends with this rat.
okay. Yeah, the rat accepts your scritches graciously.
Let's fucking go.
I will name you Robatui.
I mean, he already has a name, but sure.
Yeah.
I will
but now it
name
has a
you
different
not
name.
Robatui.
His name is
I will name you your
Jeffrey.
name. I love you, Jeffrey. We have an understanding, you see.
So, you have gained 3 standard healing potions, 2 greater and 1 superior. All the
How much of the cost did we manage to recoup all told?
you managed to recoup 25 gold out of the 590.
Still,
I think that went well.
closer to even, at least.
So how much was that total that we spent? So we can like evenly spend it among
We spent
ourselves, I guess?
590,
But you
and then we
recouped
retrieved 25. So that's
So,
565 total.
Okay, so that's divided by the 3 of us, I guess.
Assume.
Yep.
And that goes in
Okay.
evenly. It's like 188.3 recurring, probably.
Just do 188.
Yeah, okay.
188 gold each removed from your piles.
Okie dokie.
Or in my case, 188 times 2 added.
Yeah.
How much gold is a platinum?
10
And-
gold is 1 platinum.
It's like 18 platinum, and then minus 8 gold.
So yeah. Congratulations on rat adventures. That was not something I was expecting.
Imagine if
to
that
hear.
was our if that was the milestone that gets us to level 11. It's conning my great
The rat
grandfather.
levels! Yay! Rogue class level!
And
You're gonna remake Horus with blood, sweat, and tears.
You look up at the sign over the door now, Darren, and you notice that it says Moran Apothecaries over the door.
How did I not see that with my investigation check?
And you also note that it says Jeremiah and Florence, Moran Apothecaries.
Oh no.
So, your great aunt
Oh no.
is somewhere around here.
Oh no.
no
She was
idea
arrested
where.
for public indecency. Oh no.
Huh?
I don't remember when I learned that, but that's in my notes.
You learned that the last time you saw your grandfather.
Yeah, she's an alchemist who was arrested for public indecency in Varanone.
Yep.
Oh goody. Okay, let's hurry on and not be here. I don't want to find out what Great Aunt Flo has been doing. Or at the very least, I don't want to witness it firsthand.
Okay. So where are you guys going now?
Anybody? All of my plans involve leaving the city, so...
Nobody?
No one?
Hello?
What was the question again? Sorry.
What do we
Where
want to
are you
do
guys-
now that we're done getting potions?
Yeah.
Can I find food for my rat?
Yeah, that's good. That's a
Sure.
good
Oh,
first
we
step.
should go get Horace! That just occurred to me.
Now Horace is gone.
Horace is
Horace went with
gone.
Horace.
Horace went with Horace?
Yeah, Horace went
Yeah.
with Horace.
But I still have him on my bar. He's
Yeah.
still at the stables. Horace
he
had all
went-
of our stuff on his back.
Oh, we
The
got our
stuff
stuff
was
back,
left
remember?
behind. Horace took Horace and left.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Don't worry about it.
We had a powerful druid in our party many years ago. Or maybe it was last month, I don't remember quite well.
I think you mean a powerful
Um,
barbarian. Or maybe a druid. Might have been a barbarian. You're
He
not
was
entirely
wild.
certain.
I wanna
He
say
was
there was
very,
a
he
warlock
was very
in there
stoic, never said
somewhere.
many things.
Maybe blade sorcerer of some description. I don't know. But no, a tailspine still shows me that if I click on Horace the Mule's like icon, it takes me all the way back to the.
It's the ghost of Horus Pass.
Yeah, I don't see anything actually there, but it takes
Yeah,
me
I'm
back
not
nonetheless.
surprised.
Okay.
I mean,
Right, well,
I
that's
think
one less
Prod
one to worry
wanted to go somewhere, but I think that's for later after we're done waiting for our transport. So, how do we want to keep busy in the meantime? I guess is the next question. I've learned some things at the academy already, or I'm in process of learning some things. But go weapon shopping, I guess. For
We could
the
check
rest
out
of our party,
for
or-
armor and new stuff. Yeah, new toys perhaps.
yeah,
I'm sorry.
Let's go check the magic shop.
Okay, you want to go visit Ekron.
Yep.
yeah.
I might regret
Okay.
this, but let's see. We're gonna walk through the door, and he's gonna be like in the arms of Aunt Flo or something, isn't he?
Happy
so
Pride Month.
You make your way down through the middle district.
Is
Eventually,
polycule an LGBT identity?
I believe
Yeah,
so. Yeah.
Polyamorous.
I guess.
Poly
Oh,
is-
of course.
is part of,
Yes. Silly me.
LGBT. Yeah.
Yeah.
You walk
Fake
down
queer
through
fan.
the streets, and eventually you come to
Let's turn in my trans card.
Ekron's
How will I use
little
public transit again?
Your sis
you
now,
step
sorry.
through, and he sort of turns to you all and greets you and goes, "Ah, my favorite customers! Welcome! Welcome, friends! I see you have a new member of your party! Welcome!" And, Visera, you see this tall, bald eagle-like Aarakocra standing behind the desk of this sort of small shop, and there is items everywhere. Not all of them look particularly useful, but most of them look like they might be magical.
Ooh.
Oh, I just remembered something that I probably should have figured out a while ago.
Oh,
I have 3 spell scrolls that I got from Blackwood's vault that I just never identified, I think. Could I get him to
This
do
is
that
true.
while I peruse?
Would you like to pay a fee for Ekron to identify them?
How much is the fee?
It's about, like, 5 gold per identifier.
we can probably afford it.
Yeah, sure, that's fine. 15 gold. I'll pay that.
Okay. Okay, let me bring up the list. So,
What you playing with, Lion?
the first spell...
What you messing with, Lion?
Like clicky clacks.
Yeah,
The first spell...
My
that you
real world D20s.
find,
I see.
in this...
'Cause I found them today, and I haven't been able to see them. I haven't had any excuse to even remotely get them out for years.
The first spell that you find in here is a scroll of anti-life shell.
Anti-life shell.
Mhm.
Cool.
So that's the first one you have, so scroll of anti-life shell.
Got that down.
It
Sometimes
basically
you-
does exactly the same as a normal anti-life shell, except that it does not require concentration.
The way you said "so write that down" just instantly made my brain recall. Firstly, all things are possible through Jesus, so write that down. Firstly, all things die to anti-life shell, so
Sure.
write that down.
First thing, all things are possible through Matano.
The-
Secondly,
The second spell that is in there is a scroll of Aura of Vitality.
got it.
Getting a theme
Mhm.
here.
And the third scroll that you find is a scroll of Chain Lightning.
Oh, real Frankenstein kind of selection, huh?
Yeah, these are all very okay. Bit of an edgelord vibe going on. I'm into it, I
don't
guess.
think Aura of Vitality is very edgelordy, I'm gonna be
Yeah.
honest.
Put next to chain lightning and anti-life shell.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a healing spell, so I don't know.
See, it can be used as a healing spell primarily.
Uh-huh. Anyway,
But
those
I
are
feel like
the
Blackwood
scrolls that
keeping
you
it
find.
gives it connotations that don't quite fit with all the goodness of a cleric.
Maybe. Yeah, those are the scrolls that you found in Blackwood's vault that you get identified.
Huh.
And they're all one-use spell scrolls, essentially.
As opposed to most spell scrolls, which of course have unlimited uses.
Well, some in this world have more than one.
Huh. Like toilet paper.
X-craft
No.
toilet paper.
No. Just
Anyway.
no.
Look, some
Back
spells
to the
are bad
cloud.
and should feel bad.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I want to kind of peruse the store. What have they got?
Yep.
What are they offering? Is there
Well,
anything that could,
Do
you
I
know?
investigate?
Sure. What are you looking for realistically right now?
I think I'm looking for transmutative wondrous items. Possibly also sending stones, since we've established that that was probably going to be a healthy option going forward.
Okay. Yeah, sure. You roll me an investigation check. Yeah.
Yep. Well, it's only a 5, so that's a grand total of 14.
14. Yeah, these don't take too long to find. At one point, you're looking through things, and you find a small batch of rings. 6 of them in total. You pick them up, and Ekron notices your curiosity and sort of looks over and says, "Ah, you found the communication rings. Those are an interesting little find. If you hold one up to your lips and you speak into it, everyone else who is wearing one of them will hear what you say. They have about a 500 meter, 1 kilometer radius ish.
That's a big-ish.
Well, I've never properly tested them, you see. But they are useful if you want to keep in touch with someone over relatively short distances.
What's the going rate on them?
Well, for all 6, well, they're only really useful as a package deal. I'd probably say around 100 gold each, so 600-ish. They are very useful, but I have no use for them. I don't usually leave the shop, you see.
Oh, so to you they're worthless.
Nothing is worthless to me. I just don't have a
I feel
use
like this
for
would
them.
be, worth less than other things, though, in the store. Because that's a hefty price for, essentially what's a fancy cantrip.
True,
If
that
you
isn't a
don't
very
want
complex
them, put them
spell, is it?
back. If you don't
I haggle.
want them, put them back.
Am I haggling again? Is that what's happening?
If you want to, it's up to you.
I'll keep looking for a hot moment, at least. What else we got?
So what else would you be looking for, realistically speaking?
Let's see. For the librarian, we could do with something like a periaptive wound closure. So something to
Wait,
stabilize the librarian if you get knocked down, basically.
I already have that, actually.
Oh, you already have that? Well, that would have been nice.
Yeah.
What I would
Um,
be wanting, though, is, do they have a spellbook that contains the spell Revivify?
That would be very handy! Yes!
Um,
We could be so reckless if we could just be brought back from the dead.
you do not see one. And when you ask Ekron, he sort of shakes his head and says, I'm afraid not. That sort of spell is quite rare these days.
You've got
Otherwise known as Lucian wants this to be a high-stakes campaign.
Otherwise known as Ekron doesn't have it in stock right now. Or might
Have you
not
got any
ever.
other, like...
Well,
healing
Revivify
spells?
is a rare spell these days, suggests that basically we're never gonna find it.
You found rare artifacts before.
Sure that.
We have an anti-magic orb, for Christ's sake. That's like a really high-level item.
You have a time stop pocket watch.
Yeah, but all that's done is, like, steal my thunder so far, so yeah.
Sorry, I
Fair enough.
stopped time to save us from imminent death.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I
crimes
had
can
it
never
under
be
control.
forgiven.
I was going to command Prod to drop the thing.
Yeah. Are there any other, like, healing spells or something that they might have?
Ekron sort of looks through a variety of different books and scrolls and stuff, and eventually comes up with a small, a one-use scroll, which contains the spell.
Oh, wait, actually, I have a better idea, maybe. Ekron's originally one of the archivists, right?
As far as you know, yes.
Yeah, they
Though
have some
he
link
can't
for.
really speak about it. You know that much.
Yeah, I know that, but it's more to do with his capabilities and presumptions of skills. Could I get them to transcribe the Aura of Vitality scroll that I have into a spell for me, so that I could potentially learn it and I could pay for the tutorage?
Yes, you could. That is definitely a possibility. He's laying out this small scroll, which is a scroll of healing word, as you're talking about this, and he sort of sits there and goes, "Yes, I could. It's not cheap though, and it takes a little time. I will warn you."
Well, I'm already learning one. I might as well.
Spell is time consuming process.
Here for a couple days. Surely that should be enough.
3 days ish.
Yes, if we start today.
All right. Yes, I can certainly do that. It will cost you a pretty penny. Transcription, ink, and materials are not cheap these days.
Was that why the receptionist charged me 5 gold for a pot of ink?
No, that was just you being scammed.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
Yes. For around about 500 gold, we could probably run that transcription, and I could assist you in learning it. Yes. That would be certainly
Sounds
possible.
wonderful.
All right.
I presume this uses up the scroll for me.
It will use up the scroll, but it will be permanently added to your quote-unquote spellbook.
Nice, that's all I care about. I
Yeah,
will remove that from my inventory.
That'll take up 3 days of time, during which you will also be assisting Ingvar with their prosthetic. So you're all going to be stuck in the city for a little while longer, essentially.
I thought we were already here for 3 days anyway.
You were, but like I'm just pointing out that.
Yeah, I think also I'm at my maximum things I can do because of that.
At this point you are. Like, you can't really do much more. But as a point, like, Darren, Visera, and Prod are all going to be a little bit bored at some point, or maybe they'll find something to do specifically at some point.
Want to come study with me, folks?
No.
Yeah, Darren, what else were you looking for?
Looking for... I'm gonna go with my old standby here and look for anything for some kind of wondrous item for transmuting things. Whether that be temporary shape-shifting or whatnot, or something else.
Wondrous item for transmutation. Okay. There's nothing that you haven't seen before or skimmed over before that you can find here. Like, Ekron isn't a specialist, he's a generalist, essentially. He stocks a lot of different things. Not everything is useful for a specific purpose, essentially. And in this instance, transmutation is not something he specializes in. So you don't really see anything that could be useful. You do find what looks to be a cloak of billowing. And you also find a small knife that looks like it is enchanted to glow bright pink. But other than that, you don't see much.
Okay, not really anything of huge value then to me.
Can I look at the knife?
Sure. You pick it up.
And anything for defensive boons, perhaps?
There is a ring of protection. It gives you
Okay.
a +1 to AC, but requires attunement.
Well, so far I haven't actually attuned to literally anything, so that's not a huge
You
problem
should
for
have
me.
attuned to the dagger. That requires
Uh,
attunement.
The returning dagger?
Yeah.
It's not marked as needs attunement in my inventory here.
It definitely should. Definitely should need attunement. Yeah, returning dagger. Weapon, dagger, rare, requires attunement. Simple weapon, melee weapon, 1d6 plus 2 piercing, finesse, light, thrown, 20 to 60 feet. Yep, requires attunement.
Hmm.
I'm looking at the item card right now. So.
Okay, well that's one thing on my attunement then.
Mm-hmm.
How many things can you be attuned to at once?
So for
3?
this
2?
for this campaign, you from level 10 to 14, you have a max attunement slots of 4.
Right.
From level 15 to 20, that goes up to 5.
Understood.
These are my attunements, I should
Yeah,
point out.
yeah.
Not,
I also just realized looking at my inventory, I've had a shield this whole time.
yep, probably part of your starting equipment.
Probably, yeah. I could maybe have used that a few weeks ago.
Good job.
Yeah.
Oh.
As for you, Visera, you pick up this sort of small knife. It's maybe about the length of a butter knife, but it's very pointy. It has this curly little handle that looks like essentially as if a rose has wrapped around it. And when you pick it up, the blade starts to glow this bright neon pink.
How much for this?
Ekron looks over at it and goes, it's a weapon. 50 gold. It doesn't
I'll
do
take it.
much other than glow. It's not very useful.
I'll take it.
All right, sure. Add 1 glowing pink dagger to your
Yippee!
inventory and subtract 50 gold. Okay.
I think I'll pass on the ring of protection.
You'll pass on the ring of protection? Okay. And what about the rings of communication?
Do we think we'll need that? We don't frequently, split the party. Except for the times where we've absolutely split the party and then some random bystander has died.
Mm-hmm.
Split the cost? 600 in all, I think it was?
Yeah, it was 600 for all 6 rings, yeah.
Okay. Well, actually, do I even have enough to cover that now?
It would be
between us, that's 200 each.
Yeah.
Let's see. So how much did I pay for the tutorage again? 500.
500, yeah.
Let me do some quick math. Yep, I can afford that.
Okay. So each of you subtract 200 gold from your expense account, as it were.
Yep.
And you... Shall we say this gets distributed across the party?
Sure, that makes most
Okay.
sense.
Each of you add a ring of communication to your inventories.
Ooh.
The ring of communication has a max range of 1 kilometer radius. So max range of 2 kilometers.
2 kilometer diameter.
Diameter, yeah.
We can set up a signal network.
So yeah. It does not require attunement, I should point out. These
Okay.
rings do not require attunement. They're basically like sending stones or the message cantrip. But they don't have a limit on like the talking.
Gotcha.
They're long-range walkie-talkies, basically.
I'm guessing they're a common rarity.
They are. They are uncommon.
Okay. Did you bring enough chips for the whole party?
Do you want to share with the class?
Okay.
That's not me.
No, that's Dusty.
It's not yeah.
Don't worry about
I
it.
can hear your chips.
Yeah, because bristle bag. I.
Oh, my bad.
It's fine.
Don't worry about it.
Good.
I don't have any more business in town. I think the next bit of business requires the rest of the party, really, which is where we go from here.
Okay.
Because I've got like 3 destinations and none of them are here.
Okay. So you all, have you all concluded business in here? Would you say,
Yep, I'm good.
Vizra?
That's it.
Debbie?
Debbie.
Ah!
There you
I was
are.
busy.
Have you concluded business in here?
I wanted to look for something else.
Okay. Sure. Tell me.
Is there anything related to, like, pacifying or paralyzing or something to stop someone without hurting them?
You ask Ekron about this, because you don't really know what you're looking for in this shop. And Ekron sort of nods for a moment, and then brings out 2 items. The first is a vial of greyish liquid, and the second is a needle.
Oh.
And he sort of puts these both down and says, this first one, this vial, this is a potion of petrification. It's, for the most part, harmless. But for the most part. But you have to be careful transporting someone who has been petrified. This one is a needle that has been enchanted to put anyone who it is, shall we say, inserted into, to sleep until such time as the needle is removed. However, I don't know if I would call this one harmless. Whoever is subjected to this needle's effect endures constant nightmares while under its effect, and possibly for a long time afterwards. Apparently, it's very traumatizing.
Oh. I'll, pass on the needle then.
Suit yourself.
I will take the petrification, though.
All right, that'll be 150 gold.
You got it.
Magic items are expensive.
Yep.
I love how every time we get a large amount of gold, it's just like nothing in this man's shop. It's just like, oh, you poors, you got a reward from the region.
Hey, you've
5
gotten some
million
decent
gold
stuff.
coins.
You've gotten some
No,
decent
it's just very
stuff.
funny how the economy works for us since we're buying really expensive magical items all the time.
Yeah.
It's like any other peasant that got this reward, it's just like, okay, you'd be able to live in a fucking townhouse in the country for like 1,000,000 years without
We're
worrying.
arguing
It's like,
over whether we're hardly debating over whether or not to get phones with infinite minutes.
yeah, we're just like, can you give us a couple extra bits of data? Like,
And-
what's
and-
the
and-
minor illusion over this thing?
And terrible reception as well.
Okay, so
Like these things don't even go a single mile of range.
Yeah.
you pick up the potion of petrification, Vizra?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that everything that you guys want to do?
Yes.
Okay. So, the three of you bid your goodbyes to Ekron as I maneuver you all out into the street. You feel satisfied with your purchases.
Poiches.
Dusty.
What?
Make me a perception check.
Oh, good. There you go.
Okay, that's a pretty damn good perception check. As the three of you are walking down the street, and you notice this as well, Darren, because you have the alert feed.
Oh boy. That's a bad sign.
You all watch as a flock of crows and ravens flies overhead towards Skyray's keep. And you feel the scales on the back of your neck stiffen.
Is that a thing that scales can do?
I don't know.
I mean, I have feathers.
I'm going off what I think might work for kobolds.
Okay. What's a fear response for kobolds?
Yeah, exactly. And as you watch these ravens fly overhead, you feel fear. You look around, and out of the corner of your eye, you notice coming around the corner of a building,
Where's that fucking dog?
hulking black wolf.
You.
With crimson red eyes steps its clawed feet out of an alleyway and stares directly at you. And as everybody around you in the street screams in terror, the only thing you can do is stare right back into its eyes. And that is where we're going to call it for the evening.
Yippee!
Yay! Immediate combats.
We'll see. But yeah, as for now, ladies and gentlemen, we've been going for like 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Give or take.
We started a little late, and we're down 2 players today. Hopefully, next session we'll be back up to a full party. We've been kind of bouncing around different players recently, and it's been a bit of a time. But hopefully next week, or the week after next, rather, we will be back up to a full party. And
It's just gonna be me next time.
As a note, on next week, we'll be cutting it a little close because the 26th is our next session, and then on the 27th, I am flying out to TwitchCon for like a week. So, cutting it a little close.
Get your packs.
But it's fine. But yeah, thank you all very much for joining us this evening. I hope you all had fun. I hope I entertained. I hope my players entertained. Yeah, we're gonna call it for the evening. I'm gonna go raid a TB Sliver. Thank you all very much for joining us. And yeah, next time we shall find out what the wolf wants with our resident kobold.
Who let that dog out? What that
Who
dog gonna do?
knows? It might have been the kobold itself. Thank you all very much for joining us. Have a very good evening, everyone. We shall see you all next time.
What do you mean by that?
Don't worry about it.
Hey?